guys? Today I'm going to follow up from my last video and going to put some speakers in. So I got some Focal 165 AS speakers, and these are component speakers. And what I need to do is take out my door panels and actually drill out my door handle in order to fit a tweeter inside of there, and then run some speaker wire just to get it all installed. On top of that, I'm going to be adding some sound deadening to the door, which I've never done before. So hopefully that turns out okay. So I'm gonna get these door panels off. Let's get started. Wow, so after I got the panel off, I just took out the old speaker and test fit the new one. These things line up perfectly in this factory speaker bracket. Like, I can use the same screws and everything. They're just drop them right in. That's awesome. No modification needed. Hey guys, it's the next day. I took a break at the end of the day, but I did get some things done last night. And after work today, I was actually working on this again. I have my alignment tomorrow, so I have to get this all buttoned back up. I haven't finished my speakers, but I did get one door done. So what I did high level was add the sound deadening to the inside of the door on all three levels. There's a bar in the middle here. Actually, two bars. There's one there, one there. So I added all the way across, all the way down the door. I added sound deadening in all three levels. And then I added a patch here where there's a hole, and a patch there where there's not a hole. And then right here, there's actually foam on the inside of the actual door card, and styrofoam as well. So there is some sound deadening material there, and I wanted to leave it open for access to the window in case I ever need to service this or whatever. So what I'll probably do in the future is maybe add some more, like, maybe I'll add some high density foam or something to the door card, or maybe like right over this, and instead of using the sound deadening mat, because this stuff is really heavy and it's just at some point, like, adding too much of it is kind of unnecessary. So I got that far and then installed my speaker. I put the crossover right here, just with, I mounted it with some Velcro tape. I didn't want to screw through my door, and the screws that came with it are really long, and I didn't have a tool to be able to tighten them from the inside. I couldn't really find a spot on the door where I could mount a crossover successfully and not get in the way of the actual door card. So that's what I decided to go with. I also consulted somebody who has a Silvia and actually had the same speakers, and he said he installed it inside of the door in the well here. So I'm guessing he did something similar, which is in this area. It seems like it's holding up. I was able to get the woofer installed, but I screwed up. I did not look at the directions. I did not buy a hole saw, so I can't install my tweeters. I ordered one on Amazon. It'll be here in a couple days, but I'm gonna get this all back together for my alignment tomorrow. What I will do is record the other side and show exactly where I applied all the sound deadening, and then how I installed the speaker on this side. Time to pull off these dreaded plugs again. This is the big one that sucks. do yourself a favor and just remove the entire
plastic thing because it just gets in the way and the black stuff gets everywhere. So if you can get away with just removing it, setting it aside, reapplying, that's what I recommend. You're gonna save yourself a lot of sticky mess getting all over your car. So one thing y'all might not agree with me on is what I did to connect these speakers to the factory wires. I don't have an amp yet. I am going to be utilizing the factory wiring that's hooked up to my head unit for the time being until I get an amp and then can actually run speaker wire properly. We're snipping the factory wires. Because guess what? I don't ever plan to use these again. So we're going to snip them, trim them, use that pigtail to hook up our new speakers. Okay, so here we have the finished product. And I just did the inside of the door. You don't have to go crazy, honestly. This, I would presume, is going a little crazy. From what I read, you're only supposed to cover like, I hope I'm getting this right, maybe like 30 to 40 or 30 to 50% of the inside of the door or something like that. You don't have to cover every square inch of the door of the inside to like get the effect. I went a little overboard and did every flat area that I could get to, really, all the way to up the top of the door. The only other thing I'm going to do, similar to the other side of the door, is I'm going to cover this piece right here. This is more of an access panel for the window, which I don't necessarily need right now, and I can cover, you just want to cut away the film on the back of the, you can cut away the film very, very carefully to just adhere around the outside and keep these arms moving, because this is the arm for the lock and the door handle, so you want to keep those moving. And the other place is not the same. I can try to put one right here. This was the other spot I covered on the passenger door, and maybe it's because there's more wiring here. It's really a lot larger. You can see here's the regulator, or the window motor right here. Maybe I'll cover that little spot as well, but that's it. This spot, again, is covered by part of the door panel, actually. The door panel has a foam piece and styrofoam on the inside, kind of covering that area. And if you really want to go nuts, what I read is you could apply some sort of like thick density, like foam. You can buy stuff like that and then apply to either you can apply to either the door or the door card. The craziest thing that you would think would help sound deadening is these doors, because it feels like when you're driving you hear all this noise coming through your door, right? Or through the crack of the door or something like that. The thing that apparently helps sound deadening in a car the most is actually the floor. A lot of luxury cars and higher trim vehicles will have sound deadening on the floor panels. It sounds interesting. I don't know if I'm going to do it one day, if I ever rip this interior apart. I mean, maybe I will. I mean, I'm not too worried about the extra weight. This stuff is heavy, but it's not like super heavy. You know what I mean? Like this box maybe weighs like 35 pounds total, the whole thing. So am I really adding that much weight to my car? Not really. It could be something down the road that I might do. Or, you know, if you're interested in doing it, let me know if you have done it before. If you see like what the difference is. I'm curious about that. I just want to make this a nice car to drive. So I think between what I'm doing today and speaker upgrade, I think overall it's going to sound better in the car. I can already hear my passenger door sounds much better when I close it, and just from the one speaker I feel like I hear a little bit of a difference. So, but I'm moving much faster because I did the other door first, so I'm going to keep going. Alright, so here's a crossover, and what I'm going to do is extend the factory speaker wires down into the door, right into this area. That's where I mounted the other one. Now the first thing I need to do is make sure, what you always want to do is make sure you can actually roll your window down with that in there, because if you can't, it's not where you want to put it then. So I'm going to hook up my, loosely hook up my window switch, because I don't feel like trying to pry that out again. Here we are. Let's see if the crossover still fits. We're good. Plenty of room between the crossover and the window. Perfect.
Now what I'm using to mount the crossover, I decided to just utilize something I already have, the Velcro tape, which I will link in the description. I believe I got this from Amazon. The next, what I'll do is extend these wires. So I picked up some speaker wire just off Amazon, which I will link in the description. It is oxygen free, which apparently is better than normal copper coated. This is 16 gauge. So it's a one step up from factory wiring. And the reason I did that is because eventually I would like to be pushing the top end of amperage through the speaker wire to the actual speakers with an amplifier. And that was somewhere in the like 70 to 80 watts RMS range. And to reliably put that amount of power through a speaker wire, it's safer just to go with something a little thicker to handle that. You don't need to go anything bigger than this unless you're doing like sound competition level type of configuration. This will be plenty of wire for what it needs to do. Okay, next, so I'm going to extend this wires, use the same things that I used for my speaker wire for my head unit connection, which are the solder heat shrink connections, which I will link in the description. Obviously be careful where you point the heat gun. Don't burn yourself. It does take a little while to melt, so you just gotta keep on it, keep your heat moving. It's the camera's having trouble focusing on it, but it's melted. We're good. For the speaker wires to the actual speaker, I'm just using these little terminal connectors, to 14 gauge female connectors. You just want to crimp these down with a crimper. If you've never crimped anything before, there's usually red, blue, yellow at the top, and you can use it to properly crimp your terminals onto your wire. All right, and finally for the tweeter, since I already know I need to extend these wires, it's gonna sit roughly here. It goes in through this little hole, input right here actually, and yeah, there's not enough. It needs to go all the way down over here. So I need extended probably a good 4 inches or so. So I'm just gonna do that right now, and then I can put everything back together in one full swoop. So yeah, next is gonna drill the hole. I did show that early in the video, but I will show it again. And I just need to do that on this side and make sure I drill that nice, perfectly even hole, and then I can put this all together. Little focal symbol. Hello, Alex's OCD, you're calling. Finally. We are installed. Alright guys, so it's all done. I just took it for a ride and like play with my EQ settings and set this whole thing up, and I'm pretty happy with the way it sounds. It probably will sound even better with the proper amplification going through it. It still sounds kind of like underpowered. I don't know how to explain it. Not shallow, but like it's just not pushing out as much as it could, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I've experienced it before with other cars where I've replaced speakers and then I amped them later and they sounded just like night and day difference. So I'm definitely going to amp my speakers one of these days. That's probably going to be a winter project. But for now, I'm super happy with the way it turned out. It sounds so much better than stock. Yeah, let's see if I can play something. I'm going to play something from Epidemic Sound so I don't get DMCA'd. I don't know if you can hear this, but let's see if we can get some... Oh yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video about installing speakers. I know it's super simple and it's been done a million times, but I do enjoy doing this type of work. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.